Alright guys, we got the car back out. This time all we're really doing is last video. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you watch that first. But the last video we got massive wheelies, a little bit of hesitation off the front. Today I got off a little bit early and it's nice weather, so I had to. There are some key changes that I did make, like the wheelie bar. Completely forgot that the wheelie bar was a tunable option. So I set it all the way down. It's obviously very much too low at the moment, so I'm going to adjust that. Just so I remembered, I set it all the way down. Now I can tune that to get some of the wheelie out of it. As well, we did some firmware downgrades actually on the receiver. So now, rather than spending seconds on the high and low, what we're doing is we're an actual number. So now we have low 100, high 15, TGP 30. I'm gonna have to look into it. I don't necessarily remember what all of this does, but somebody was helping me out with this. So we're gonna tune this, try and get the wheelie out of it today, and see if we can eliminate some of that hesitation. If we have to change gears, we will, whatever. But another change that was made is the actual body. So I changed the livery up. I did a whole bunch of different stickers on it, decals. It's not 100% done. The rear still has to get changed, but I think it looks pretty sick. The cash body, I think this body looks amazing. All the carbon fiber rod inside supporting it. Yeah, it should perform great, looks great. So we'll try that guy back out today. I am gonna change, I'm gonna calibrate the radio to the ESC first, because I obviously changed the firmware. I'm gonna recalibrate it, make sure that's good. And I'm also gonna drop the ESC into low voltage mode, or low voltage detection off, because we're not running the battery enough to actually need low voltage detection on. Maybe it's taken away from it, maybe it's not, but I'm gonna turn it off anyways. I do have the charger today, because I do have a charging port down there. I don't know if it will work. Maybe I have to run the truck, whatever, but I'll make a couple hits, try it out. I have a lot of time today, so we're gonna make it happen. As well, SRC hoodies. I know I mentioned in a previous video that we have hoodies, stickers and everything, but we have hoodies, so that's pretty dope. If you guys ever want to get in contact with me or anything, if you guys want stickers, hoodies, if you want to tell me something, send a personal message, whatever it is, I do have an Instagram account now, and I try and reply to everyone. So if you message me on there, I'll put it up on screen. If you message me on there, I'll get back to you. If you have tips, tricks, what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, whatever, if you want to send me a message, send it on there. You'll also get stuff like behind the scenes before this body's done. I posted it there before it's on the videos or anything. So I'm gonna do all the ESC stuff, change that wheelie bar, and get it out. All right, here we go. It's in low voltage. Detection is off now. I did condition the tires just before I got it out as I was charging the battery. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't adjust the wheelie bar. Whatever, we're gonna make one hit, see what it does. I really don't, actually, no, we're gonna adjust that. Give me a second. I want to do this right for the first hit. We're gonna adjust that. I want to do it right. All right, here we go. Here's another look at the body. I think it looks sick. SRC on the top, Exotech. I think the body looks sick now. It's obviously not done. I'm gonna add a few more touches, but it's too nice to not run it. So as we're sitting, the ESC is calibrated. ESC is in low voltage detection, is turned off now, and the wheelie bar is in the mid height range. Also, along with our speed settings in our radio, so now we're running speed to 100 for the low, 15 for the high. TGP is set to 30. Now we're gonna mess around with some of these today, but I want to see what it does. You know, this is the first hit today. Drag start, 132 feet. Let's see what it does. All right, a little left, but it's promising. I also turned the steering EPA down to 50. I might actually raise that back up. viewer suggested to turn it to 50. That turning circle is pretty massive, but we'll see. I don't mind changing it. So on that run, it was actually pretty clean. Little bit of hesitation, but really not that much. What we're looking at is it swerved. So I think that was the wheelie bar, but I'm gonna do another hit just to test it. The motor did get a little bit hot. That's the thing with these 40 or 66 gears. Everything is a little bit hotter on every run, but that's how you get the speed. If we have to, we will change the gears today. I know a lot of people are saying jump to this, this, and this. We're gonna try and make this work, but I'm gonna review my radio, see if we can make a couple little changes, and then we'll make another hit once it's cooled off. So what we're gonna do off the bat, I'm just reviewing some notes that somebody sent me. We're going to lower the high. We're gonna push that to about 10. Try that out. The 30 was kind of like the traction off the line. Traction off the line was fine. We're gonna push down the 10 on the high, see what that does. Small increments, but that's probably a big jump, but we're gonna try it because it kind of wanted to let loose once it got up into the high range. So drop that down a little bit, see what it does. Okay, here we go. I feel like I could have went a little bit longer on that burnout, but I did prep the concrete here pretty good, or asphalt, whatever. I prepped it pretty good there. Drag start, see what it does with that little bit of adjustment. You know what? I'm gonna take that as a win. Okay, here we go. Let's check what this guy did. It's kind of windy today, kind of sucks. 3.0. So that is already better than what we were hitting last round. Granted, it's not amazing, it's not what I want to see, but we know that we're getting better. That's 300ths better than last time. So we'll get it back out, cool it off, those slight adjustments, see what we can do. Back out all I did. Now the high is sitting at 8 and the TGP is sitting at 28. With the 28, my idea is to try and get some of that hesitation out of it. We're now running at 4.1 volts. So not 4.22, I know. I'm not gonna charge it. I'm still looking for that, the off-the-grid charging solution. But let's do a burnout. Just a quick one. We'll set the GPS. And here we go. I had to get out of it. It wanted to walk. Definitely wasn't fast because I let out of it. 3.5. Yeah, I let out of it, but that was more manageable. I think it's kind of the crosswind and what's going on. I think we're gonna have that 2 second in the bag today, but we'll keep her going. Get this guy cooled off. I'm not too sure if the wheelie bar is now hitting all the time, but it's not wheeling, which is promising. All I changed is the high is now set to 6 and the TGP is now set to 1. So I lowered them both by 2. Hopefully I just get some drivable motion with the car. Now obviously the non-belted stock tires are not helping with that, and the crosswind with this wing being so big, it is gonna push it. It's not crazy windy, but it definitely doesn't help. Come on, there we go. All right, see what it does. Stop. Yeah, there we go. So it still wanted to, like when it got up, it kind of was floating. So I almost want to say that I want to raise that wheelie bar. I'm going to lower the high again, down to 4. See what we can do, but I'm obviously going to cool this off first. Running with that, just doing those light passes like that, actually put a lot of heat in this motor. So let it cool off again, and then we'll get back out there and try and make a full pass. So we made a couple adjustments. I raised the wheelie bar up to its max setting. I'm also gonna do a simple green clean because I didn't do that. Well, they're definitely clean. And then I also on the high, I lowered it down to 4. TGP is still at 26 because I like the way that it is. And we'll drag start. All right, let's hope for something good here. Oh my God. Hopefully the body is okay. I want to say that's a fast run. It looked fast. Looked faster than it's really ever been. But the wheelie takes power away, so, or takes ET away. I just hope everything is okay. It went hell of a ways down. Let's see. Everything looks stout. Sick. Doesn't look like it's just destroyed. Still drives. All right, these are promising. Give me a good number. 3.2, damn it. I'm starting to think now is actually a good time to see if my charging setup is gonna work. It's at 4 volts per cell. So I'm gonna test it out. I don't know if I have to have my truck on for this, probably. But I'm gonna get the battery kind of charged up, let it cool off, and then make another hit. Check the car out, make sure everything's good. And we'll get back out. I did twist one of these body poles, but it's fine, whatever. I want new ones. Another thing, this is why I want new ones. These flex like crazy. I was thinking of putting like a piece of carbon fiber just so it doesn't flex everywhere, but I want some floaters that come off the hubs and float the body. But I don't know which ones to get, so if you guys have suggestions on that, please let me know, because I'm looking for the top one, or for the front and the rear, just to make the body a full floating setup, so it doesn't scrape, it doesn't do anything. It transfers weight with the tires and not the body. So I'm gonna get this thing charging, see what we can do. All right, yeah, so I do have to have the truck running, which is you know, shocker, but everything looks fine. I'm gonna adjust that wheelie bar. It's in at 69%, 4 volts. See how long it takes. I don't want to run the truck for forever. But if you guys are ever wondering about the truck, it's a 25 Silverado LT Trail Boss. It's pretty sick. The exhaust sounds sick. I just cut the muffler off. But that's the truck for anyone actually ever wondering. It's pretty sick. It was the first 2025 off the lot. Had a lot of Chevys. This one's nice. Has its ups and downs. But get this battery charged up. See how long it takes, adjust that wheelie bar. Yeah, should be good to go. No, actually I really like this charging setup. It's all working really nice. Already at 81%, a little while longer. Yeah, that's great. All right, so the battery is charged now. It took about 10-15 minutes. So what we're gonna do, I added 3 sets of front weight. I also stiffened the rear shocks just by adding 2 big shims on both sides, as well as raise the wheelie bar. Ideally, I just don't want it to be touching these wheelie bars at all, so that's what I'm going to try. As well, the radio, I am going to do, where the hell is this thing? I'm going to go high on 2, TGP on 24. We can adjust those, but I want to see what this weight and the transfer of the springs does now. Obviously adding weights is not good, I get that, but if it goes down and we get a time, well, I'm going to take that as a win and the weight is going to stay. So we'll get it all hooked up, get the tires clean, do a burnout. I'm going to do a simple green burnout as well, and hopefully get some good, nice traction in it. It shouldn't clog off the line. Battery is fully charged, like I said. So let's get it out. All right, so obviously all cooled off, and we'll run a GPS because we're hoping for some time here. Come on. All right, see what it does. This wing kind of also looks, it's a little bit twisted. Whatever, we're gonna run it, see See what it does. Wheelied again, are you kidding me? How can I get that out? So obviously the body is rubbing now. I get it. It's not rubbing down track, but it's because those springs in the rear are forcing the body up. See if we can do another hit just based off of the temperature. No, we probably shouldn't. Let it cool off again. I'm gonna try and mess with something there. Kind of pick my own brain and see what I'm doing. Maybe the TGP. Let's try 20, see what that does. Now, so here's what I'm thinking. I was gonna move the spur gear up to a 72. It's running at a 66, which should mean that it gets less torque, right? Am I wrong in thinking that? 66 should produce less torque than a 72. So what's happening is leaving fine right about here, just wheelie the whole time. I don't know how to take that out, to be honest with you. Tried stiffening the shocks, lowering the wheelie bar, which we did. It's now not wheeling like crazy, and added weight to the front. Now I can not move this battery any closer. I have it as close as it can get to that to the steering servo, unless we move it on top of the steering servo, which I don't really want to do. I would rather get a different steering servo and move that, then move the battery. So that's what we have to work with at the moment. Could be just too much wing on the car, maybe it's pushing it down. Not too sure. I feel like that would be the logical next step, but we'll get it cooled off. We'll try this tune in it, see if we can kind of get it to just softly leave. Now keep in mind, we're not running any amount of gyro, we're not running any amount of curve, like a P curve or anything. We're not running any of that. We're just 100%. The other thing that I could do that I'm thinking is I could get rid of the 40 pinion and I could come back to a 37. Obviously less mile an hour, but like I said prior with the weight, if we're not even hitting those cones, mile an hour doesn't matter. So we might switch back to the 37. I'm thinking less power, less wheelie, but we obviously have to get back to those bigger gears. So we may as well just deal with it now is kind of what I'm thinking. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe we lower the low. I don't know. I don't want to lower the low, but whatever may help, right? As well, I know this isn't helping, but it looks cool. This carbon fiber, when the wind gets under it, of course it's gonna push it up. I was thinking of kind of putting those on a downward angle so we just get that. I might mess with that. Let me see if I can mess with that, try and get some wheelie out of that. Maybe it's just the downforce created from that bottom skid. Maybe that's causing it, because once wind gets under it, then it's forcing it up. Could be it. So it's a little bit obvious what I'm trying here. I put some spacers in there. So now this sits more down. Right, so it's a lot closer to the ground, which might make it drag. If we're like forcing it down, it'll drag. But with that space, it should catch on the top, not on the bottom. It's just a little bit of an angle down. I'm gonna do the same to the other side. There's just two little spacers in there. Hopefully that'll get rid of the wind pressure and kind of keep it down, but we'll see if it works. I was thinking of this before, so it would be great if it does, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, I got both sides adjusted. Now, my knowledge from Formula One is telling me this is gonna work, but in practice, sometimes it's a lot harder than that. So we'll get it back out, make another hit. We're running with 2 on the high. TGP is set at 20. I'm gonna try it out. If this works, I'm gonna kind of be shocked, but I'm gonna love it. We can adjust it further if we really need, but yeah, aero is a very hard thing to master. See, this is what I mean when I want different body posts. Getting this stupid thing aligned after every single run, absolute pain. Don't love it. And I have to push the body down just to get it in. So definitely could be better, but let's get it out. Let's make a hit. No adjustments to spur, no adjustments to pinion. Nice big burnout. Maybe we should actually set it so it's straight. Would be nice. Okay. And let's see what happens. Let's see. Oh, you know what? There we go. It wheelied still, but it was controllable. I was able to get it down. That is promising. So we'll get it back. See with this red. It's another reason why I want those floating mounts. Okay. Come on. Ah, damn it. 3.2 at 53 miles an hour. All right. So we can raise the TGP. It didn't launch as hard as I wanted it to. So we can raise that. We're gonna go 23, high, probably set to 1. That bottom aero actually did something. So that's nice. It was controllable, and actually, when we got down all the way at the end of the track, the car came back down. So the aero that's telling me the aero just did something. Got these tires just prepped in the simple green. We'll get it cooled off again, and hopefully this next hit should be good. I did crack my wing, I just noticed that. That's a shame. I'll have to glue that up, but get it cooled off, make another hit. That was promising. The only difference now is we're running on 1 on the high. TGP is now set to 23 in hopes to launch a bit harder, and I did chop a little bit off the body, maybe 1/8 of an inch, yeah, just to get it, I don't know, just to do something so it's not dragging, but I feel like it will drag regardless. Yeah, I did loosen the slipper just a tiny bit, maybe like 1/8 of a turn, really not much. We're gonna do a hot burnout on this, try and get as much traction as possible. We already cleaned off the tires with the simple green. That was hot. Okay. Here we go. Do the GPS again. So 53 was actually the most mile an hour I've gotten out of this car today, or to date. So it's the most. Should be good if we get this launch harder. Let's see. Woo, I saved that. So it's still wheeling. Still wheeling. The launch was a little bit harder and there was a little less hesitation, so that's telling me we can up the TGP. Apparently we can go to like a max of 45 on dry tire. Obviously we're not running any prep. I don't really want to run prep today. I did bring it with me, but see what it did. I feel like that could be a 2-second rip. Oh, 3.3. All right, so what is it doing? It's climbing slow. We can probably raise the high then, since it's climbing slow. And then we will also raise the TGP. Let's go 26. Yeah, so we can raise that. Actually, let's go 27. Whatever. So 52 miles an hour again, which is nice. Nice to see that this pinion is giving me that speed that I want. So again, get it cooled off. I might even charge the battery up. We still got a couple hours of running to do if we so want, but see what the voltages are on the battery and decide if we want to charge it. Yeah, 4.1. We might do a quick charge on the battery, let it cool off, and it's hot, but I can hold my hands, so it's not terrible. But it's looking better so far. That mile an hour is there and it's easier to control. I think this is working. All right, so as I was letting it charge, this is what we did. So we moved this shock bottom to the innermost. All it's gonna do is give it a little bit more ride height. The bottom or the front is probably gonna hit more, but that is all in hopes that we can now lower this wheelie bar down as much as possible, and hopefully we'll get less. Honestly, I don't know, but we're gonna see what it does. So we'll lower this real quick. The battery is fully charged, well, 99%, but the last 1%, whatever. Lower this down. If we have to, we can also play with the shock angle, meaning move it in or move it out, whatever. It's on the outermost as it sits right now, but we have the option to move it inward, which means faster response from the shocks themselves, but hopefully a different angle that it could change something, right? I don't know what it's going to change, but it could change something. So we'll get this wheelie bar set to the lower, see what it looks like on the ground. So now it is literally as low as it can go, meaning when it comes full travel on the front, or pretty much full travel, and hopefully that'll do something. But everything else is pretty much the same. I'm gonna let it cool down with the big blower. This fan isn't really doing much. I'm gonna let it cool down with the big blower and make another hit off of that. Let's see what this thing's got. Hopefully this is it. We are gonna do a simple green, get these tires as clean as we can. And a nice burnout. Yep. So we want it to pull. Tires are looking good. Tires are a little bit marked up actually, but we'll see. See what this will do. Run the GPS again. 3.352. We can obviously get that launch a lot harder just based off of the blue, which is your speed. You can get that a lot harder, and the acceleration kind of looks like it dips. So that's what we're doing in this run. We're trying to, with the higher, set higher so we get more, and then the TGP is a little bit of a harder launch, so we're set at 27 now. So let's see what she's got. Oh, that would have been something. That would have been something. I just kind of lost control. So I think we're gonna try this run. Now that the shock adjustment is only set on the bottom right now, I might actually put some angle to those shocks because we don't really need all the weight transfer that we're getting out of it. I'm gonna try and put the shocks down more on an angle on the next hit if this isn't it, and then from there see what I can do, because it should be more controllable with that shock angle. So I'm just trying, the tires are not in that. I'm just trying to kind of clean off the track a little bit, see if that's doing anything, see if I can get a little bit more traction out of it. But the tires are not in it right now. Drag read. So again, what we're going to do on this run, TGP is set to 29. Let's see. We want it to wheelie again. I'm gonna do one more hit. The motor can take it. That was just a light little hit. I know that there's heat in it, but I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna check the motor temp though. Yeah, we're good. Okay, we'll do another drag. Obviously that was nothing. Here we go. Oh, So I wanted to drive. I am gonna make that the shock adjustment. We're gonna put those shocks inward more, give it a little bit more stability, because we're constantly fighting the stability in it. So I'm gonna adjust those shocks, cool it down. Let's see what it ran. Yeah, 3.2. The mile an hour is there, but it's off the line that we're not hitting. So maybe with a faster response with that shock angle. And so faster means easier as well. So hopefully with that shock angle adjustment, we don't have as much hesitation off the line. We'll see what it does. I don't know if it'll do much, but we are getting somewhere. We're taking that wheelie down from crazy to manageable. So that's promising, but we're gonna adjust this. I'm gonna move it one hole inward. So as the car is cooling off, I know that this wheelie is a pain, but once we get it out, then we can start laying down the prep the tires, get a harder launch, but we have to get that wheelie out or else the prep is for no purpose at all. We can launch as hard as we want, but if we're still gonna wheelie down track, it makes no difference. We're not gonna do anything down track. Our problem right now that we're focusing on isn't from here. It's about from 20 feet out. That's the problem. So right now, we're just trying to get that wheelie out. Once we get that wheelie out, we know that it's just reliably going down. Then we can start to dial it back, condition the tires, prep the tires, and hit a harder launch. Then we can get into that TGP setting, raise that up. I want to get to that 45 range, but for that, we're going to need some prep. We're going to have some clean concrete. I might even try and raise it right now, but I want to see how this new suspension adjustment, when it's sitting on the ground, if that wheelie bar, because it should lower it if it's angled in. It should lower it, so I want to see if I have to adjust that wheelie bar back up. But we'll see. Just letting it cool down. Should be good to go. I'll get it out, make another hit. So what I'm saying with this wheelie bar, actually we're sitting pretty good. So we have a bit of clearance on there. I think I'm gonna be looking into a new wheelie bar setup. If you have suggestions on that, let me know. The battery for the camera is almost dead. So we made some big improvements. We're gonna get the car down track a couple more times if we can before this battery dies. If I have to, I mean, I can switch to my phone. I wanna test as much as possible today. But that's where we're sitting right now. Get this body back on, hit a nice burnout, get a lot of traction in there, and see what we can do with this different suspension change. All right, TGP set at 29, high is on 3. Nice, good burnout. When it launches the mat, I know I just prepped this surface as well. So let's see, hopefully, you know, every time I say this, I'm like really hoping for a 2. Never seems to happen, but see what she's got. Yeah. Uncontrollable, but better. Uncontrollable, but better. So, high. We're gonna try high on 1, TGP on 30 for next hit. Oh my God. I just blipped the reverse throttle and went right into the grass. That's what we're gonna try on this. I mean, I can charge the GoPro battery in the truck, let the battery for the LiPo charge up the battery. I can make a couple more hits. Depending on how the car is off this next run, I'll make up my mind on that. All right, this run here, high is set to 1, TGP set to 31. I did loosen the slipper a tiny bit, not much, just an 1/8 turn. Nice hot burnout. Come on, show me what I want to see. Show me what I want to see, car. So we'll get this back. 3.2 on the last, nothing crazy. That acceleration, bang, way better. But it's that speed right off the line that we're trying to get. All right, so that's that hesitation that's causing that lack of speed at the start. So I'm hoping if we loosen that slipper back an 1/8 of a turn, should have more hit. TGP is set to 31, should have more of a hit. So we'll see what it does. There we go. Want to see what this hit? Show me something good. That was a nice clean hit. 3.2. So it's that first, it's that off the line. That's what we're getting. I feel like that might be a gear change. 53 mile an hour again. Super nice to see. I feel like that gearing might be causing some of that hesitation off the line, but keep in mind we haven't been charging that battery. We're going to charge the battery first, back up to that 4.22 volts, and then should be able to take everything we can throw at it with that fully charged battery. I'm going to charge up the GoPro, get it all set. All right, this is what we're running. Tires are prepped. Loosen the slipper just a tiny bit. I raised a couple stats on here. So the high is set on 2, TGP is set on 35. We're trying to give it a lot of power. Should have the traction, so that TGP being set so high for me right now, it should hook because it has the prep on it. But we know that the last run was clean. We're just trying to get that hesitation out. Now if this doesn't do it, especially with the fully charged battery and everything, then we're gonna run to a 72 tooth Spur, give it a little bit more torque, bigger gear. But we'll see what we can hit. I don't know. I really don't know. But we'll try it anyways. See if we can get something going. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a burnout. Just a little one. Forgot my phone over here. Let's grab that. Run the GPS. Let's drag start. We're gonna kind of move the body, get everything good. Okay. I hope this is it. Oh shit. Damn it. The GPS, I don't even think anything is gonna happen. 3.3. Obviously it went into the ditch. We're gonna carry it there because I got a little bit of prep left on these tires. I'm gonna switch to that 72, see if we can get this launch a lot harder. Okay, it's all set. 72, gear mesh is all good. I think we're gonna lower, actually no, we're gonna leave it there. The high is on 2, TGP is on 35. Should get pretty spicy, I'm gonna guess, off the launch if it takes it without hesitation. Should be a little spicy, but that's what I want, or I'm hoping for, that it'll be spicy off the launch without a wheelie. So see what that does. I don't really want to change down to like a 37 off of this. I feel like we could hit a 2-second with the 37 at the moment though. But we'll see what this hits first, because we might not have to make any more changes. So we'll get it out, do a quick burnout. The tires do have the prep on them, or still whatever's left. Okay, tires are all cleaned. I have noticed that my tires are, I know they're bald, but they're starting to kind of come down with the tread, or the rubber, I guess. There's no tread on them. But our goal is to raise this speed off the hit. With this 72, it'll give us more torque. So, see what happens. Woo, had to settle her down, had to settle it down. But we'll check the temp, see what it's got. It is promising. We're getting there. I know it's slow. I know this was a longer video. Yeah, it's cooler than what it was, which is nice. But we'll get it fully cooled off and make another hit. All right. Back. Loosen the slipper off a little bit. When I adjusted it, or when I put the 72 on, I kept it pretty tight. Loosened it off. Loosened it off a little. You know what? We're gonna give it a little bit more. yeah, loosen it off a little bit, about a quarter turn, just because I had it set pretty tight. And GPS, read what it did, 3.5, obviously nothing special. Here we go again. Maybe I should actually set it straight, huh? Okay, here we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Show me what I want to see, car. Show me what I want to see. Ah, 3.0. Come on, 3.0. It's almost there. That's probably the fastest pass of the night. It's almost a 2. It's almost a 2, but it's not. All right, let's clean off these tires, cool it down again. And hopefully that 2-second pass is coming in this next hit. Let's see. I did check the battery voltage. It was reading 4.14 or something like that. So it was, I mean, it was pretty decent. Get it cooled off, and hopefully this 2 is coming. Flipper worked on that, and the hot burnout also worked. All I'm gonna do, adjust the high to 2. TGP is now at 45. Can't remember if it was at 45 before. Bit of a hot burnout. I want to get as much traction. This is running on dry tire at the moment. This was not prepped in between. All right, 3.0, but that acceleration is much better off that 72. So, do it again. Nice clean hit. All right, so this time out, it was slipping the slipper. And you could hear it. It was me all the way down. But I stayed in it because I don't care about the slipper pads. And I want to see what it ran. 3.1. So tighten that slipper up. And then maybe I'm gonna put some prep on just a little bit here. Get some prep. I think the 2 could also be turned up. I'm gonna turn that up to 3. I'm gonna also launch on 49, but I am gonna run some prep on this, see what it'll do, but I'm gonna cool it off. Yeah, there's 0 prep left on these tires. Everything isn't that hot, so cooled off, prep, do it again. All right, I got 8% left on the GoPro. I think this is gonna be the last run of the night. We are sitting a little bit tighter on the slipper now, about a quarter to a half turn. And we also are sitting at a high of 3, and TGP is 49. I'm gonna do a little bit of a hot burnout. I know people say, oh, you're getting rid of the prep. Well, that's fine. But I want that hot burnout. I want some heat in the tires. I don't have any tire warmers or anything, so we're gonna make do with that. This is gonna be the last run because the GoPro battery is gonna die. Come on. Oh, it's swerve. All right, guys. That sucked. It took it. It definitely took it. I think that high is set too high. We're gonna go back down to 2. So that's gonna do it today. Cash did awesome today. We got a lot of improvements, a lot of adjustments. I know it was a longer video, but for the guys that stuck around, yeah, we made a lot of improvements. So fastest mile an hour, 53 at a 3.09 today. It's all we can do today. Unfortunately, kind of running out of time. All of my batteries for my blower, my GoPros, everything is dying. I still want to get that off the grid type of charging setup so I don't have to run the truck. But man, the body looks fantastic with all those new decals. It's not fully done yet. So we're going to be adding more. I want to get more up in this section, probably more in the front. Car looks great. Car performed a lot better today. A lot of tuning actually worked on it today, so that's nice. Now the obvious things that we will need to upgrade is the tires. Need some belted tires again, but those are eventually coming as well. Before I get the floaters, I want to stiffen up these two body posts. I'll probably just put like a carbon rod in there. And I noticed that we did crack the wing just at the bottom there. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of carbon to fix that up. But yeah, handled it. Everything went good. Everything went smooth. So I really appreciate you guys watching, especially the guys that stuck around to the very end. I know it's a long video, but there's more to come. I'm gonna hit that 2 second soon. I know it, I can feel it. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, I do have an Instagram. It's just SawnRC. I'll put it down there in the description. If you guys have any questions, anything, you want to help me out, message me on there or message me on YouTube. And I'll get back to you. We are doing the stickers, we're doing the hoodies. So if you guys want any of that, message me on Instagram, we'll get it out to you. But car looks sick, car performed good. And yeah, the next nice day, we'll get it back out. Thanks, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. There will be more. Like, share, comment, do all of it, you know. Have a good night, guys.